What's going on, guys? Charles Cerrito here at Function Factor Performance, and behind me is the last time we will be seeing Jecoby's 2019 Ford Mustang Ecoboost, as it will be receiving our full Function Factor Performance FFP Turbonetics Precision Turbo NX2 Turbo Kit. So we're going to explain the parts that make up this kit. For you guys that don't know what an NX2 Turbocharger is, it is a proprietary bolt-on turbocharger for the Mustang Ecoboost. It will not fit anything else. No, it won't fit your Ranger. No, it won't fit your Explorer. No, it won't fit your Focus. This is only for Mustang Ecoboost because of the downpipe placement and the charge pipe placements. So it is a 52 millimeter compressor and 52 millimeter turbine. If you guys want to learn in depth about this turbocharger, we'll put the video here. It is in our channel, but basically it is a ball bearing twin scroll turbocharger that makes 520 wheel horsepower with the supporting mods. And the modifications that we will be making to Jecoby's vehicle will allow that support minus the blocks. So we'll be stopping this car at 450 wheel horsepower, but we might make a very good torque number. So what makes up our FFP turbo kit? It is comprised of obviously our flagship product, which is the NX2 Turbo. We are the #1 dealer of them. It includes our full race front mount intercooler here, the full race charge pipes. You have an option of Turbo Smart blow-off valve or tile blow-off valve. It includes a full race catted downpipe and optional full race exhaust or Tomei exhaust for the most power. You have some options, guys. You're able to option in a PD tune. Obviously, you can't not tune the car, so I highly recommend you get that. And the catch can system. You gotta have the catch can. It's not an option. There's just so much pressure that's gonna be put in this block. That oil's gonna find a place to go, and it's probably gonna come out of your valve cover. How much horsepower is this turbo kit gonna make? Again, 520 wheel horsepower with those supporting mods. And if you guys wanna make all of the sauce, you gotta get a built block. We do have a block on our website, and I highly recommend our FFP spec block. It's higher compression and ARP hardware everywhere. So again, this car I'm predicting is gonna make 440, 450, and maybe 500 foot-pounds of torque. Jecoby has added the XDI 35 high pressure fuel pump and the 2000 cc injectors that are required to run ethanol as well. If you guys don't want to go that route, methanol is another option that you can do, and I highly recommend you use the Snow Performance 2.5 stage 2.5 with the AN lines. Do not joke around with push lock, guys. Meth, 50/50 meth is I mean, it's non-flammable, but if you're wanting to run M1 like we do, we highly recommend AN lines and don't mess around with push lock. Chase is gonna finish up the exhaust, get that full race beautiful twin pipe system on there. And again, guys, if you've been watching this entire series, we're not showing the full install, but guess what? On the NX2, we haven't done this for a long time. We're gonna be filming the entire install of just the Bolton NX2. So we'll be removing the stock turbocharger and replacing it with the NX2 and showing you the parts that the NX2 box comes with. So we've got 100% of our NX2 kit installed on this 2019 Ford Mustang Ecoboost, but we are missing some accessories such as the dirty side catch can. We got the wrong one. We need the XDI fuel pump installed, and we need the XDI injectors installed. One more thing, we need the Radium plate installed as well. That's gonna take way too long tonight. Chase has been putting in some crazy hours, so is Derek. It's time to get going. We're gonna wrap up here, get this car back over the dyno side, put this boat in. There's a boat. And guess what? We're back here tomorrow. We're back. Jason at CV Fab was nice enough to overnight this thing. This is a catted downpipe because we've been running the stock downpipe. So pretty excited about this. Actually, this is a huge piece of this turbo kit. So as you guys know, you get a full race downpipe with your NX2 kit. But for the meantime, we'll be using this CV Fab 3-inch catted downpipe. We don't talk about that other downpipe. This is going to provide tremendous amounts of power, unlocked power, because if you didn't know, we'll actually do a comparison. The stock cat on this car is absolutely massive. Some other parts we'll be installing. To get to the end of this install, we've got the injectors. We've got the 2000cc injectors from XDI. Ryan is currently working on the tune right now. I sent him the data too late. And then a very important part is this Radium plate. So this plate goes on the side of the block, replaces the OEM PCV system. We'll show a comparison and contrast. You have to install the side baffles, so I'll start doing that right now. And we have our fuel pump as well. That'll be going in. Very, very easy install. What else? Other than that, guys, we are really nearing the end of this project. So we're going to be showing you guys the stock numbers, what we started with, and what the final number is on E85. And as well, we will be showing 91 results. So Chase is going to get started on the downpipe right now. Again, we're just going to provide some B-roll of the install. It's very straightforward. Remove it from the turbine on the turbo, 2 bolts, and then remove it from the back section of the exhaust near the resonator. So can be done in your house just like this. We're on jack stands right now. If you're intimidated by it, of course, have a shop do it. It's about an hour-and-a-half job. Talk about the other stuff. The Radium plate's kind of a B word. You've got to pull the intake manifold off. While we're there, we're going to be putting the injectors in. It can be a little intimidating for a newbie. If you do have some experience, it's actually pretty easy. That intake manifold can come off in less than 30 minutes. The injectors can go in 20 minutes. The plate can be, the whole job is probably about an hour-and-a-half, 2 hours between the injectors and the plate. Then you got to run your PCV lines. Those are pretty quick. Make sure you do it very cleanly. You want just have some pride, show some craftsmanship in your build. What else do we got? The fuel pump. It's literally a 10-minute job, if that. You've got an extended harness. You do need a special tool. So this could turn a 10-minute job into a few-day job if you do not have a fuel injector remover tool. So the actual tool goes between the fuel line, it expands it, and it forces it out of the line. Those kits are available at Napa. They're about $50. If you're working on a lot of fuel injected cars, I recommend that you do purchase one, but you have to have one for this project. So in total, I'm sure there'll be some troubles along the way. I'm not even gonna bullshit you guys. Probably looking at 3 or 4 hours here, and probably not gonna hit the dyno today. Just some B-roll filming of the install, but I think Chase will be able to take a break from teching, because he's been at it for the past 5 days, and Derek can actually... Nope, Derek's coming with me tomorrow to dyno. So we'll let Chase get to it. I'm going to jump on some emails in our amazing lawn chair over there. Look at that. It's luxury. Chase has got the stock downpipe out, and we'll put it next to the CV Fab here in a second. There's our CV Fab downpipe. Look at the cat on the CV Fab. High flow cat for performance. Still meets emission standards. Is not California legal though.
You good there, bro? Bro, I can't get it out.
That penetrating oil. Hey, got him.
Whoever put this thing cross-threaded everything.
Oof.
It's literally toast. Whoever did this.
Nice.
Want to get close up on that?
Yeah.
Look at those threads are toast.
Hang on.
There's no threads.
Shit.
So we 100% need a new one now because this will never go in anything. Call every dealership around the area, bro.
What song is this? I kind of like it.
Talent.
Disconnected twice. I'm just looking for an upstream O2 sensor from Mustang Ecoboost.
Need the last pin of the VIN number. Look it up for you.
All right, give me 1 second.
Okay, it's 118.56.
Fucking.
Cool. Sounds good.
Okay, I'll put on one call for you.
Thanks,
On
man.
the counter.
All right, cool. All right, take it easy.
Okay, bye.
It's not showing the email in our system, so most likely they subscribe with a third party. So it's going to say Disney Plus because they're paying for that app, but it could be getting paid for by someone else.
So it's easier to go through the credit card company.
Okay, thank you, and you have a nice day.
All right, you too. Bye. So I was on the phone with Disney Plus because we still have a job. Someone hacked our American Express. That's very, very uncommon. So what I wanted to talk about here is when you guys order this kit, we have it on our website, so you can't mistake it. One of the kits doesn't come with this check valve. Just get this damn thing. It's like 20 bucks. It's a lifesaver here, because if you don't, then you're gonna have to get one yourself. But basically, if you guys don't know what a check valve is, I can blow through it. I can't suck. So it's a one-way. It only comes out, it goes out, doesn't go in. And then you can see our orientation on this plate here. Here is the plate. We're gonna have a block off here. So there's a block off here. This is for focus. And then this side is gonna be for Mustang. So our Mustang side looks like this. Bam. And then you just assemble the baffles. So look at the Ford. The Ford has one baffle. Ford has one baffle where the Radium plate has two baffles. And if we've learned anything on the dyno, the more, the better, the bigger, the better. Blah, blah, blah. We got our Radium plate in. There she is, right there. And now Chase is starting to remove the OEM high pressure fuel pump. Very simple job. Again, like I was telling you guys earlier, you do need that fuel line remover tool. Did you get that from Neil? So this is the main fuel supply from the tank. So this disconnects here. And then we're gonna grab our fuel pump. So guys, it is getting late again. We had some massive hangups here with this XDI pump. This is the XDI 35 HFPF, and I'm holding here is the line that they include, so it is extended, and it's also molded at a different angle, and it does come with the updated sensor. If you guys have suspicions about the sensor, well, you're replacing it anyways with an updated one that comes in this line. So again, you're gonna need that removal tool that's right here. Just pull that off out of the engine bit on the firewall right there. That disconnects the OEM line. Then you're able to install your XDI fuel line. So here is the feed, and this goes into the fuel pump, and this is your fuel pressure sensor. Right here is our XDI pump. We've got the power source. We've got the feed line from our, this is feed from the tank, and this is the output into the injector rail. So really simple installation. Again, this is a professional can do this in about 20 minutes with ease. Sometimes the fuel feed line can be very, very hard to install. You're just gonna have to get through it. That's all I can really say. This part is gonna give you some issues here. You might need a friend to help you pull the fuel line into itself. We ran into another minor issue here. Again, this video is full of setbacks, and we are here once again. We do not have an extended harness. So this thing does need an extended harness. So it plugs into your OEM harness, extends it, and then plugs into here to make this fuel pump work. So we're gonna try and if we don't get the harness in time, we're gonna try and make one. If we can't, we're gonna try and overnight one from XDI. Either way, we're gonna reach out to them. But we didn't get the injector map to Ryan in time, so we don't have a tune for this car, unfortunately. So she is a brick as of right now. It does not start. Yeah, we're way over schedule. We're way over schedule. Just trying to get through it. I mean, I'm excited for it to make power, but other than that, it's been a hell of a journey to get this this car to where it's at. And again, I appreciate you guys watching this series, and we'll be back. We'll be doing some B-roll shots of the installed products, but as of right now, actually I'll uncover the injectors after this, so stay tuned.
Alright, so here, I don't know what any of this means, so I'm just going to install this too, you know what I'm saying? Bro, basically you just got to transfer over these brackets. So you just slide straight up, show it like that. And then it'll slide right down over that in place. Where the sensor is, there's this little black prong, and that's going to go right in that, so you can't get them mixed up basically. When you go in, it only goes in one way. Give it a little wiggle. And it will seat. There you go.
Nice. Don't forget, that's your power source right there, which is this one, and it does not reach. Remember, we told you we don't have an extension, so pretty fucked here right now. So again, more setbacks. Everything is on the car though. Everything is here. We've got, I mean, the turbo kit is on. I mean, full E85 system, turbo kit, NX2, intercooler, charge pipe, blow-off valve, intake, exhaust, downpipe. This car is, there's nothing more you can do to it. People are gonna ask, can you replace the intake manifold? It's not even worth it. The intake manifold makes 809 wheel horsepower stock. So what you see is it. This is all, I mean, you could do a radiator. I definitely recommend a radiator if you're gonna race the car, especially if you have a non-performance pack. You could do a transcooler if you're really racing the car. Other than that, this car is pretty maxed out for a stock block. So we're gonna keep working on this. The light just died, so that must mean we are fucking done for the night. All right, guys, next day. So we're here at BMR again, still working on our Ford Mustang. And we just, huge thank you to Ryan. Ryan's been working on this a long time with us. And huge thanks to him for getting the tune ready right now. So again, our missing piece, this is off my car. So we're gonna be installing this. We've got one coming overnight for Jecoby so he can take it home. But more importantly, we just need to put some coolant because obviously you lose a lot of coolant and just a little oil from the turbocharger change out. So we're just gonna install this really quick and we're gonna see the first startup on the NX2. So we've got our fuel pump connected. We've got our brand new O2 sensor, brand new NX2. Just missing some spark plugs, and we'll do the dirty side catch can here in a second as well. Other than that, let's hear the first startup. The exhaust tone does change, and we'll be adding some coolant to it. Can you hold that there? We are Houston, we are out of time. All right, first pull on the NX2 kit on pump gas, XDI injectors, XDI fuel pump, air rate intake, radium plate, FFP spec, UPR catch can system, CB-Fab downpipe, full-race intercooler, full-race charge pipes, turbo smart blow-off valve. What's up? It's all the residue. All right, that wasn't obviously the result we wanted. We've run out of time. Between running around, getting that catch can on, changing the spark plugs, trying to get coolant, we've wasted 3 hours. So that's 3 hours we lost off the dyno, and it's already been rented by someone else. So we're off of it. Didn't make a successful pull. Car is misfiring bad, so We're gonna pull one plug, check the gap tomorrow. I'm exhausted. I need to get some sleep, so I am firing myself for the day. And I get to take this plug off because I can't get home without it. Got to get back to it again tomorrow, sadly. I wanted this to be done today, but it is what it is.
Day 5, 100 million. We just regapped the plugs, put some coolant in. We're hoping this is the last day. Let's do it. The car does this thing where it doesn't make boost.
What's wrong with it?
Don't know. Every time I restart the car, it works.
Well, obviously you can see where it's making contact, and it's pushing about, I'd say, a half to an inch beyond the turbo. So maybe right there.
So like 3/4.
3/4 of an inch probably.
Okay. We've got the charge pipe issue fixed, so Austin from BMR went ahead and cut that, and Chase just installed it. So we're gonna try another run here on the latest revision we have from Ryan. Bro, we did it. We take apart the whole fucking car. All right. I don't even know what day it is anymore, but another disappointing session on the dyno. Just breaking up. So we're gonna put the front bumper back on. We're gonna go street drive the car, but unfortunately we're completely out of time, and we have some prior commitments in California, so we can't get back to next week. So that pushed this project into the 3rd week. Hopefully it doesn't go on a month. So that's it. We're back. It is Tuesday. Man, it's been almost 2.5 weeks with this car. It's probably been longer. And we have solved some issues that I definitely want to talk about. So when you're installing the fuel rail on this car, I know you guys can't see it. We'll put some B-roll in here. The intake actually comes off. So underneath the intake is a very large wire harness. And I am suspecting that there are 2 cars. This is the second one. Unfortunately, when my technicians have done the injectors, they are pinching a wire that it holds the injector rail. And what does that cause? That is going to cause some massive grounding issues. So we fixed that because we did set a check engine light, and the check engine light was 100% correct. So we rectified that issue. But let's come over here, guys. If I've noticed some things about Ecoboost, especially Dason's car, they have some crazy grounding issues on the dyno. This could be some one-off thing that our cars are just doing and we're not made aware of. Maybe it's this dyno, maybe it's Arizona, maybe it's Derek, and maybe it's just, damn, I didn't have a good joke for that one. Either way, the car is weird. Usually you don't have to do this to cars when you dyno it, but I want to go over this in case you have these issues. If you guys are experiencing spark breakup on a dyno, it's not your spark plugs. If you have gapped them properly, it's not your spark plugs. We have ran a ground from our strut right here. I shouldn't have touched that. I shouldn't touch it because it's perfect. There's a ground strap right here that goes to the strut, and there's another giant ground, one of the most important grounds in this car, that go to your catch can or on your strut tire that has that little bracket on it. We have tied the RPM pickup and another ground, and then what we've done is we've just ran some jumper cables and then have grounded it to these sheets of metal. Again, this could be a dyno issue. Maybe these plates are creating an enormous amounts of static electricity. I've been shocked by this dyno pretty hard, and again, it's just really weird. So just wanted to note that, guys. So again, we didn't have this issue during intake testing, but it's really weird. We put all these parts on it. This is the exact same setup as my car, exact same setup as Dason's car, and we're having some weird static electricity issues. But everything's been fixed. Ryan's going to work on his next tune. We have a base map on the car, and we just made 339 wheel and 341 foot-pounds of torque to the wheels. That is a base map, and that is freaking awesome. That is a net gain of 100 wheel horsepower. In torque, I don't think that's much torque gain. I don't think the torque has been gained very much, but the horsepower has obviously jumped tremendously from the turbo being much larger. This is a base map, so we're just gonna keep going through our revisions, and then we'll do 85 later today, and this car is going home. Do some quick photos, do some quick videos, we'll do some pulls, get her washed up for the client. Again, thank you Lisa and Jecoby for letting us do this. This has been an extremely long and expensive venture, but I think you guys are gonna love these videos, so keep staying with me. So we just finished up our 91 pump gas tune here on Jecoby's 2019 Ford Mustang EcoBoost with our FFP NX2 kit. And it's been a really long 2 weeks, but we got through it. So our final numbers, guys, it is a little humid, and we noticed that just literally 10% less humidity, we're making about 20 to 30 more foot-pounds, so don't be too critical on numbers, but we just pulled 347 wheel horsepower and 362 foot-pounds of torque. So that's a total net gain of almost 100 plus horsepower just on pump gas. And that's a lot of power, guys. And we're about to switch to E55 because that's what's at the pump. But right now we could get a content of about E65, E70, just depending on what they put in the pump. Because when you guys get it out of the ground, guess what? It's not consistent. The only time you get consistent feel is if you buy it by the barrel, like Torco 98 or a VP 98, or damn it, 3, 2, 1. The only time you're gonna see consistent ethanol numbers is if you buy it by the barrel from a race gas store. 3, what else? So we're gonna unstrap, we're gonna go grab some E at the pump. Remember guys, E54 could just be a tad higher. And what am I predicting? I'm thinking this car is gonna make about 420 wheel horsepower, and Ryan's probably gonna cap the torque at probably 460, 470 to save the motor on a longevity basis. And again, a huge shout out to Ryan Martin for putting his, whatever I ask, he puts it down, he gets on this car and he helps me with it. And especially Derek and Chase, it's been a huge help. So let's go do this. Luckily for us guys, this car is out of gas, so we don't need to drain the tank. We did show you how to drain the tank on Dixon's car. So with this car, we're just gonna fill it up with a gas tank, just one of those red ones. You're gonna find this in your spare tire holder, and it simply enables you. So as many of you know, Ford does not have a gas cap, and there is a secondary valve down there that you can't open. The only thing that opens it is this, bam. So people don't steal your gas. All right, we've got about 2 gallons in here, and we've got another 5 over there that we're gonna put in. We just put some E54 in the tank, as you saw earlier, and we just loaded up Ryan's E54 tune. So just let the car mix, let it idle for about 5 minutes. Did some small revs to 3K and hold it there. Make sure our mix is proper. And we're gonna go for our first pull here. I think we'll make probably, the first pull make 380. First pull, 375, 375. So things are going pretty perfect up until now. We just got a little snag. Our FFP wastegate isn't preloaded right. We didn't install it. Don't look at us. So we're gonna have Neil check it out. If you guys want, when you buy the FFP wastegate, there are instructions in there to preload it correctly. If you don't, well, you got issues like this. It's just, it's not spooling correctly. So we're gonna check it out. This car's gonna be fast. I've never gotten to drive a 10-speed with an NX2. After a grueling 2 weeks and a couple days, maybe 3 weeks, I don't even know anymore. We're done! Hell yeah, I'm actually really excited. I'm not in a bad mood. You know, this project took a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of resources of mine, but I'm glad we got it done. So we do have some final numbers here, guys. So let's talk about it. Our bone stock Ecoboost behind us, 2019 version if you guys care. Non-performance pack. Bone stock, she made 248 wheel horsepower and 329 foot-pounds of torque. With our FFP NX2 kit, full bolt-ons with all the XDI accessories, we did pump gas, 91 octane. It is a very humid day. We did 347 and 362. So 347 horsepower and 362 foot-pounds of torque. This is to the wheels. This is a 10-speed car, by the way. And with our E54 out of the pump, so right at Chevron down the street, did 405 wheel horsepower and 420 foot-pounds of torque. So with the humidity being said, car absolutely hates it. I think if we did this on a dry day, I mean, the clouds are clearing up, but it's still very humid. It's about 96 degrees. In this dyno room at about 25 degrees, 25% humidity, we'd gain about 20 wheel torque and a little horsepower. So what a massive difference. I mean, let's do the math here. We got 405 on E54. So we'll do 405 minus 248, and that 248 was on a dry day. So that was a damn good pull. Let's see here, 405 minus 248. That is a net gain of 157 wheel horsepower and a torque gain of 91 wheel torque. So we're gonna go over what everything costs when we get back to the shop. But I am fucking unbelievably happy to have wrapped up this project. Moving forward, guys, Derek and Chase are probably going to be leading these videos as I need to get back behind the computer and to help continue grow Function Factory performance. Unfortunately, I can't be behind the camera all the time, but I will be driving a lot, so I think that's going to be great for me. But for installs and performance reviews, Chase and Derek are going to have to get their butt into gear and start doing stuff like that. We've got coming up, I can just tell you some previews. We got a coilover kit going on Derek's car, and we got some really cool Morimoto lights going on Chase's. But to get back to what we have in front of us, man, what a journey this has been. This car has done over 140 dyno pulls. We went through an entire tank of gas. We've got some E in it right now. We're gonna go fill it up, and then we're gonna go give it a car wash, and we're gonna shoot some cool B-roll of it. And more importantly, we're gonna explain every single part of our FFP kit, and then we'll talk about what the cost is to accomplish a goal like this. So the only notes I have to say, if this car was on real E85, we would see a much higher number. I mean, obviously, more octane, more power. The only reason we didn't do that is because I'm sure Jecoby and Lisa are not gonna run this car on true 85. And unfortunately, we are out of time. But we will be bringing back a car that has a fully built block. That'll be Dason's car here to absolutely just massacre the NX2 record. I don't know if it'll happen. We'll see. My car will be coming back here as well for a methanol install and a nitrous install. So that'll be some really sick content there. So watch out for that. Other than that, this is not a wrap yet. It'll be a wrap in Scottsdale. So we got to get this car off the dyno here, get all these parts loaded up in the Raptor, and at least we are cut, finished, and wrapped here at Black Market Racing. And huge shout out to Ryan Martin. Huge shout out to Jeremy, Austin, owners of Black Market Racing. Shout out to Derek for coming here every day. And shout out to Chase, my tech and sales guy that literally put an unbelievable amount of work in this car. We'll see you guys in Scottsdale here in a second. So we're back at the shop, guys. Car is back from the dyno. We dropped it off at One Armor, got it nice and detailed because we're gonna take some sick B-roll of all the parts that we put on this car. And in this short drive, I'm gonna tell you guys my driving impression of our Function Factory NX2 kit on E54 with our PD tune. So we're gonna go over all the parts when we park, but right now we're just gonna do a little test drive here So I did drive it on the freeway and do some street logging with Ryan. So we've got the car in sport and track mode now. And this car did make 420 on the dyno. So this is a 10-speed as well. So automatic. So let's see what she's got here. Fuck yeah. It moves. It moves for a 4-banger. This is awesome. So if you guys don't know, we'll talk about the NX2. This is a much larger turbocharger, and we're not on pump gas, we're on ethanol. That's $3 grand right there. Wow. That was 3K RPM. So a big thing that I noticed on the dyno and driving here is that the NX2 has the same spool characteristics of the OEM turbo, which I find freaking awesome. Meaning that it spools just like the OEM turbo. I mean, we're talking like 500. Hey, look, it's the BMW Ultimate Drivers Challenge. I did win that. Looks like we're gonna be shooting this at the shop, guys. The spool of this car is practically the same as the stock turbo. It just picks up and it goes. It doesn't even know it has a bigger turbo. That's the best part. So a big thing I think I found out also, guys, I think that a lot of these exhaust manufacturers have not tested these exhausts with downpipes, because this exhaust sounds fantastic with the stock downpipe. It's kind of iffy on the low end with the downpipe, meaning it's a little farty, but in the higher RPM it sounds fantastic. This is the full race street. I mean the full race race type. And I've just noticed that with all exhausts with these high flow downpipes. And we do have the CV Fab high flow downpipe. And that has nothing to do with the downpipe. It's just, I mean, the cat kind of acts like a resonator. And then we're here on the freeway, guys. We're gonna make a first gear until we got a brake. I'll brake boost it here. Oh, this guy right here. That dude blew the stop sign. Fucking jackass. This is why I only condone doing things on a racetrack, but we're doing what we can. And we know fucking all 99% of you guys that watch this video do this stupid shit too. This is stock block too, so it's seriously impressive. Let's see if it's got some torque. So we're in second gear, right at 3,000 RPM. Not bad. That's second gear at 3,000 RPM, no brake boosting, just comes online. If you need to pass someone on the freeway, I mean, the balls are definitely there in this car. So it's almost been 5 years, guys, since we started helping and developing the Turbonetics and Precision Turbo NX2. And personally, I've been through almost 10 turbochargers on my Mustang, helping develop this thing and help it get to the market. And quite honestly, I'm more than proud of where we're at with this turbocharger. We've equipped thousands of cars in the United States and even overseas with this turbocharger. My first impression just by driving this car, this is stock block and this is E54 tuned, and it is tuned by Ryan Martin over at PD Tuning. This car did make about 410 horsepower and 420 foot-pounds of torque, and on this 10-speed, it's absolutely killer. I have never driven a 10-speed with an NX2 yet, and I'm really hyped about this because it keeps that boost on all the time, where if you've got a 6-speed, you're rowing gears. I mean, even with the flat foot, it's not that fast, but with this 10-speed, it's just bam, 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 bam. The boost is always on, so you've got the torque and you've got the horsepower to pull you through those gears. And quite honestly, this is definitely faster than a stock GT Mustang. Makes more power than a stock GT Mustang. So if you guys are real adamant about beating GTs, this is the recipe here. And in fact, we're gonna show you everything that happened in this engine bay. So we've got our hood popped here on our 2019 Ford Mustang EcoBoost. So obviously what makes up our NX2 kit is our Turbonetic Precision Turbo NX2. It's going to be a 52 millimeter by 52 millimeter compressor and turbine supporting 520 wheel horsepower with the supporting mods. And this car happens to have every single mod you need besides the block. Another part of this system, you get the charge pipes, which are the full race charge pipes, and this one is fitted with the Turbo Smart blow-off valve. Additionally, you'll be getting this full race front mount intercooler, and personally guys, this is my favorite intercooler out of the bunch because it fits and looks OEM, but it's a much larger unit. Let's talk about some things that are not included in the kit. We have our FFP spec UPR catch can system that will now have a VTA option. This one is non-VTA, so that means that it's a closed system. Jecoby decided to go with the air-aid intake. So it is one of the only intakes that actually fits the NX2. The only other intake that fits is gonna be a Cobb intake and the full race intake. We do have our XDI 35, meaning 35% more fuel pump. So that is the HPFP 35% more flow fuel pump from XDI. And additionally, we have our 2000cc injectors installed on this car. That allows us to run full E85 with no port injection. One last thing, it does have a full race exhaust. It is the race type version. That means that it has a center muffler, where I personally believe that this exhaust, you should always put the muffler in the center. That's where the harmonics of this car like it to be. When you put the muffler at the end of this engine, it makes a weird harmonic, which ends up kind of sounding like a big fat fart. I think that's it, guys. If you don't know me, I'm very terrible at ending videos. But my name is Charles Storetho. I am the CEO and owner at The Function Factory, and I believe we have debunked nearly every single myth in the EcoBoost world about the 2.3 liter. So if you have any questions, you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. Our email, my email is charles@ffperformance.co. Our general inbox is sales@ffperformance.co. And our website is ffperformance.co. Our Instagram is here. Again, guys, if you got any questions, our phone lines are open. You can hit me up on chat. I know you guys love the fact that you can interact with me on Facebook, so feel free to do that. I'd love to answer your questions. I'd love to answer your YouTube questions. And if you guys want us to test something and we get a lot of requests for it, we can try our best to make it happen. Again, thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you when I get my 2016 car with something besides that nitrous and meth kit that's even cooler, because you guys are going to want to stay tuned for this because it's going to be really awesome.